Hey guys, so Whitney over at Accurate AF Tarot and I tried to do a live reading for the full moon, and it was a complete bust. So I don't know what's going on with the technology tonight, but I decided that I was going to try and record something instead. The internet is off the hook. So maybe it has something to do with the full moon. I don't know. But I will go over the full moon energies. So we have a full moon in Gemini occurring tonight at 27 degrees of Gemini. And full moons are a culmination. They bring things up, they trigger events, they can cause tension. They'll just bring things to the surface that need to be dealt with. And this particular full moon is going to be sort of a piggyback off the December 4th solar eclipse, the new moon. And whatever was going on for you then that started to come up that you were thinking about or working on, this full moon should bring that to the surface again, and a culmination of some sort should occur. So we have this very powerful full moon in Gemini, which is all about the mind and Mercury. And so we've got, mind on overload. It's static everywhere in the air, which is why we could be having trouble with the technology. Even when I started to do this recording, I booted up my computer and it said, yeah, you don't have internet connectivity. Well, the internet is connected. So something is going haywire in the communication, and Mercury is all about communication. So let's talk about this Gemini full moon. So, Gemini is the mind, Gemini is logical. We're looking at both sides of the coin. So, it can bring up issues that actually have you looking at uh, two sides of the coin. So, it's a mirror effect in a way. And with the sun in Sagittarius, moon in Gemini, Sagittarius is all about freedom and truth. So Sagittarius season, it's breaking away, it's wanting to expand and, stand in our truth. Gemini moon comes in and says, okay, well, maybe you need to take a closer look at things, break down the details, figure out what's going on, express your emotions, because that's communication, and the moon is all about your emotions, and get to the bottom of whatever it is that is gnawing at you. Something could be gnawing at you. So we also have this full moon powered up by the galactic center. Sagittarius, 27 degrees, sits right on the galactic center in the universe, which is a portal of divine consciousness. It can sort of inject some high level energy into what's going on in this full moon and sort of send it off into space. It's like it's a cosmic sort of energy. So we have that going on as well with this full moon. So for the different signs, all of us, mutable energies, mutable signs are going to be affected most significantly. So you're talking about Gemini, of course, Virgo, Sagittarius, and we're talking about Pisces. So all of those are mutable energies. They are likely to be hit by this full moon heavier than others. You might be having trouble sleeping. Mind is on overdrive. Things are going on, moving very quickly. A little bit of a push and pull between what it is that you want for yourself and how do you get there? How do you break down all those details and get there? So it's very intense. I know for me, I'm a Gemini. I have felt this internal bubbling up of what is it that I want to say, and then it gets up to right before it's going to come out and it gets stuck, and I want to just sort of like blurt out all of my emotions, and they're not coming out. Gemini is the shapeshifter. So, and the trickster, Mercury is the trickster of the zodiac. And so it can kind of fool us a little bit and not know, have us not knowing whether we're coming and going. So, this full moon should bring up issues for everybody that require you to talk about it. Think about it, break down the details, apply some logic to it, and get it out in the open for resolution. If you're feeling any of that, just sit back and try and balance those energies, the energies of wanting to expand and get out there and make things real for you, and the energy of grounding yourself a little bit in the lower mind of, okay, how does this make logical sense? The balance is what's important. So let me go through the signs one by one and let you know what area of life this full moon is activating for you, and the types of things that might be coming up for you to resolve. So we have Aries. Aries, this is happening in your third house of communication. So, Aries has a way of sort of needling things and blurting things out. They don't mean to, but they can cause hurt feelings. This is a really good time, Aries, for you to still stand in your truth and actualize what it is that you want to do, but also to have the conversations that you need to have. So maybe you hurt somebody's feelings. It's a really good time to hash that out in a conversation, communicate that out, let people know what it is that you want. Use that Gemini energy to bring your emotions to the surface and hash it out. Whether you do it, you could do it on paper first. You can have an actual conversation. So this is hitting your third house of communication. For Taurus, this is hitting your second house of values and earn income. So you might have something bubbling up to the surface around your pay, whether how you feel valued at your job. It might be a really good time for you to ask for a raise if you're feeling undervalued. If you've been struggling in the area of finances, something could come up that actually forces you to take a look at it and really start to communicate or look for help or answers and how you're going to resolve that. If you are a Gemini, like myself, this is happening for you in your first house. So it's the house of the self, and it is the house that is helping you focus on your role in your relationships and what it is that you want. So we've had the nodes traveling in Gemini and Sagittarius, and right now they're at 0 degrees, so they're moving into the next axis, which is Scorpio and Taurus. So it's time for all of that Gemini and Sagittarius energy that we've been working on move out and start to clear from the past and what we want going into the future. So Gemini, relationship issues could come to the surface right now. You know what you want, and you've thought through it, and you know what feels good for you and how you want to expand in a relationship, but you may not have communicated it completely. You may not be actually expressing what it is that you need, and now's the time to do that. It's just going to cause more anxiety for you if you don't do that, and eventually it's going to come to a culmination anyway. So good time for you to resolve any issues around your relationships, Gemini. For Cancer, this is happening in your 12th house. So whatever's going on there for you, Cancer, you may not want to talk about it. It's something that you might want to keep private. You could have something come up out of nowhere that requires your care and attention, dealing with somebody else, possibly a child or a mother. Could be of an emotional nature, of a psychological nature. It may just be something that you want to, kind of hide behind the veil for right now. Hunker down and deal with it. Put that love and nurturing, protect it. That's what Cancer does. They protect their emotions. So it's bound to be a highly emotional time, and whatever comes up for you to deal with is going to be of an emotional nature. So just lean into it, Cancer, and use your intuition to guide you, and everything should be should be good by the time this full moon follows through. Uh, if you are a Leo, you're having this full moon is occurring in your 11th house of acquaintances and hopes and dreams. And so Leo is out there, trying to culminate relationships. Leo is should be feeling really good with this full moon. The Gemini energy injected into this full moon could bring up issues around how you move in, how you balance out those relationships. Sometimes Leo wants to be the center of attention. They are a natural leader. They move very regally and very confidently. It's time now to start really putting some logic and detailed thinking into what you want to accomplish in that area of life, what your hopes and dreams are actually going to look like. Things could come up to the surface where you have to deal with issues within your relationships. So take a look at and pay attention to what's going on in your friend zone, Leo. If you are a Virgo, this is happening in your 10th house, of career and public image. And as a Virgo, you take your work very seriously. Sometimes you can be a bit critical about your work, and to your coworkers, you can be critical of yourself. You can be critical of the environment. You might feel like things are coming to the surface that they just don't feel like they're working just right for you. And what you're looking for, what the big picture is. You know how you want it to look for yourself, but it may not be working out in the detail exactly how you want it. The Gemini energy can help you do that, but keep in mind that requires you to communicate so that other people understand. You're a mutable sign. This additional mutable energy popping into your emotion sector is going to really fast forward those actions and those thoughts. So it's going to be important for you to slow down a little bit, realize who's around you that can help you, reach out and have conversations and talk to people. A lot of times, Virgo, it's not, you know a lot of things and you know how exact you want things, but sometimes who you know and how you can work with those people can help you get issues resolved in the area of your career, can certainly help with how people see you and your image, your public image. So look for that in the career sector for you, Virgo, and good luck with that. If you're a Libra, this is happening in your 9th house of expansion and truths and your beliefs and philosophies. You could have been working on something, a long range project. You're probably very busy. This is on the 3rd, 9th house axis, just all about communication. You might have been planning, a big investment or a project creatively. Now is the time where that may come up for fine tuning the details, and you can actually start to see that actualize and expand. If you are a Scorpio, you're dealing with things that are hidden. You could be dealing with things that are related to intimacy, that are related to joint contracts, joint accounts, mortgages. There could have been issues that you were afraid to deal with where that's concerned, or that you were a little bit too laser focused on and wanting to gain control over. It's time for you to start putting a little bit of logic and kind of looking at both sides. Figure out the best way to negotiate that instead, and actually bring that out. Bring it out and put it on the table, hash it out, and move forward. If you are a Sagittarius, this is happening in your 7th house of relationships. The North Node is moving out of that house for you, and so you are definitely looking at where you want to go in your relationships and who you want to take with you. This is a very significant full moon for you. Sagittarius is a mutable energy, and as I mentioned in the beginning, Mutable signs will feel this more intensely. So Sagittarius, it's a good time for you to have those conversations with people that you are in relationships with. Decide where you want to move them to. Break down the details. Try to see the other person's side and understand where they're coming from. Also, express your emotions so that people understand. As a Sagittarius, you're looking at the 30,000-foot view. So you know what you want, you know how you're going to get there, but sometimes you have a hard time expressing that to other people in a way that they can understand. So Sagittarius, your relationships going forward, this full moon can help you break it down, plan it out, and really, really think about it in a logical manner. If you are a Capricorn, this full moon is happening in your sixth house of service and health. Capricorn, you could be going like crazy right now. You could have very specific ideas of how it is that you want things to work out. You need to be very careful with your health these days, moving around so quickly, trying to take care of yourself and everybody around you. Capricorn rules the joints and the bones, so just be careful you don't trip over something. Mercury is also in Capricorn, so that brings a very serious air to how you're thinking and how you're communicating. So, in your work life too, you're building something, and if things aren't working out because of all of the static energy that's going on right now exactly the way that you want it to, just bring it to the surface, communicate it out, write your thoughts down, slow down just a little bit, inject a little bit of lighthearted, flexible energy into those situations, and write it out. If you are an Aquarius, this is happening in your fifth house of creativity and romance and your children. This is a very social energy. Sun, Sagittarius, Moon in Gemini. Really, it's about you getting out there and having conversations with people, having a lot of fun, talking about things that are going to bring people together. It's a very good time for you, Aquarius, to start moving and massaging your social circle. So very good time for Aquarius. If you're a Pisces, this is happening in your fourth house of the home. So you're probably going to want to stay very close to home. Things could bubble up in the surface and in your home and around your children. Not likely something that you want to deal with out in public. You'll be discussing those issues amongst yourselves in your homes, behind closed doors, and trying to level out whatever it is that is causing tension and has popped up to the surface. You may be caring for somebody in your home that's not feeling very well. You may just be staying home and working on meditation or just calming yourself and grounding yourself. Pisces is a mutable energy too. So this full moon could be keeping you up at night. It could be activating your dreams. Very important for you to stay grounded, whatever it is that's going on in your family. It's okay to sort of, stay calm, stay home, and deal with those issues as best you can. Whatever is going on with anybody, with all of us, now is the time for us to communicate it. Now is the time for us to take a look at ourselves and take a look at everybody else that's involved in our situations, whether it be relationships or finance or our jobs, and lighten it up a little bit. Come down into the details. Think about all of the creative ways that you could resolve things or what it is that you want to do. Be like Gemini in terms of what you need. Gemini can really break things down and connect the dots to the bigger, larger concepts, which we need to do if we're going to actually put those things into play. So I'm hoping that everybody has a decent Gemini full moon, and that they're relaxing as best they can. Let's not forget, it is the holiday season, and we are out there moving around a lot. We're still in a lot of that chaotic Sagittarius energy. Everything depends on where we're at in our life and in our minds as to how we're experiencing those things. Some of us are experiencing challenges, some of us are experiencing expansion. Some of us are really thinking deeply about where we want to go into the future. Whatever that is for you, keep at it. Just keep at it, keep grinding, inject a little bit of lightheartedness in it, and try and see both sides. Negotiate things in your mind and with other people and in your relationships. I hope that you guys can settle in. I hope that going into the new year, that whatever's coming up for you to resolve, you're able to do that. Remember, I don't think I mentioned that Jupiter is making a trine to this full moon, which is injecting a little bit of luck and expansion. So wherever you can break down and actually resolve issues through a level of communication, if you're on the right path and you're considering both sides, Jupiter can come in and help you out by expanding on that and throwing a little bit of luck in there, which I think we need. With Mercury in Capricorn, and Mercury rules Gemini, it does bring a level of seriousness to whatever is coming up in our lives, but balance is the key here. And if we can do that, Jupiter is there to help us put it out there. So, thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. I'm really sorry that we couldn't get the live stream going on Wit's channel. It's a challenge, and things are just haywire tonight. But have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.